All right, we'll go right into the board minutes for September 27th, 2022 decision.
I mean, go ahead, no, me too, or you two? You two? Me too, you did last time. I'll do this. I move that we accept the board minutes for September 27th, 2022.
No second.
Any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried pass. All right, we're going to correspondence. Got quite a bit of them today. First thing is it's from Republic Service. It's a Granite Solid Waste Management District. It's for the hauling and disposal cost. It's going up. Disposal is $38.24 per ton. That's at legal hauling limits. Drummond sites $8.26 and tipping, and Billsburg sites $9.10. Okay, the next one is from Kelsey American Kennedy. This is a first. Douglas Johnson. The next one will
So can we kind of look at this one for a little bit? It's what saying because of COVID, he couldn't inspect the dam. So he's with what, FERC?
yeah. Same stuff, they can kind of make their. How they come and go, they don't forget we have to pay by. No, not,
So does he usually inspect it same time every year?
yeah, pretty close, and then they usually show up with them, and we've all, I don't know, have you been gone to one yet with them, Blanche? Kelsey, Roger, and then usually the hydrodynamic guys are there, so. And then
So is
last
this,
when I went on, the Bozeman guys that were building are there and they're showing us stuff, and it's just, yeah, it's pretty good deal. It's. Usually they have a little thing here and then we go out.
did we do that? That's what was when we were up there that one time.
Yeah, I think we.
Was that the same thing?
Yes.
That was the part 12D.
Okay, so this, the checklist thing is what this Douglas Johnson fills out? On the- Okay, all right.
He's the main boss.
Was he there when we were there?
And the next, okay. No, you're right. The next one is disbursements for Granite County Justice Court. On the next one, did you guys have time to look at this yet? It's from Payne West on just the little stuff we need to get fixed up.
Yeah.
I went to 3 of the spots with them. I went to the they were at the ambulance shed here in Phillipsburg and left, and then I went to it yesterday, walked through it, looking at everything. There's some stuff in there, and like the oxygen bottles need to be took back to Hogan, so we quit getting charged. I want to talk to Scott first in case he needs some of them. You know, they might need an extra oxygen bottle around or something in case somebody ran out of oxygen, they get, you know. But we probably keep a couple, but there's a whole pile of them in the ambulance shed.
And we pretty much paid for them?
We do that through that.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, we pay a monthly fee on them.
So I think we could take back 90% of them, keep a few. And that shed down here is pretty clean. It's got, you know, it needs to be clean, but it's pretty good shape. And I covered up yesterday, I covered up a wiring thing that's sticking out with bare wires. I was gonna get a hold of Finland or something. I was gonna talk to you guys first, but I covered it up so that something don't happen. And then the sewer cap was off. I put it back on.
The new building,
I just think that if it's being vacant like that, we're gonna maybe have. Maybe have Scott kind of keep a little closer eye on, maybe we could mention, just. There's 2 ambulances sitting outside, search and rescue, and then the one that Drummond gave to him to use. Them 2 were sitting outside, the other 2 were inside, but it's a shame to see it vacant.
And that's on that.
I didn't write that stuff down, that was just me. Yes,
On what is this right here? Is that why you're discussing the ambulance? Oh,
okay, and there's a couple of other stuff, there's weed. Ben's gonna take care of the weed stuff, there's night wash, I don't know if we should talk about this right now, or what's corresponding. Anyway, we're going to, and I talked to Ben about it yesterday, and he's made sure to get on it, there's night wash needs to be set up, there's a couple other things, it's all in here. Just stuff that we always get every year, that we need to clean up, take care of. I talked to Paul about the road stuff and the solid, I went to the dump in Drummond. It's got,
so this is from Payne West then,
yeah,
okay.
it's pretty. All that junk laying around up there, you don't.
terrible. I see he started cleaning a little bit of it, but I mean, there's iron, it's not good. You pull in there and there's just crap laying there.
Why won't the guy clean it up?
Well, I guess we're gonna have to see, at one time he said he didn't have time, because he's busy, but it's out of control down there. It looked like they were dismantling, I don't know who was doing it, but in this one picture, it looks like they're dismantling a camper trailer in there, huh? If we get into that, then we're gonna have hundreds of campers going in there and all these you see sitting around these junk ones, we're not
And where is that at, dismantling?
down there in Drummond at solid waste. We can bring it up to Paul when he comes in, tell him that we can't. And the other thing, I called Frank, he's the chairman on the ambulance, the Drummond ambulance building down there, there's my shit, groupings, and there's a blanket in there, that's a really expensive blanket laying on the floor, and there's mice made a nest on it. It's pretty rude.
Yeah, so the pictures.
I went to both of them, well, 3 of them, so I decided to let you guys know in case. I just heard Brody was going, so I went along. There's just stuff like that. And I called Frank and I'm gonna go over with Frank, is that all right with you guys? Fine,
What's that? Yeah,
go over it, and just,
Do they plan on cleaning it up?
somebody's gonna have to, or we're gonna just. Do something different, cause I mean, we can't have an ambulance shed like that, garbage is so full.
Well, if it looks like that next year.
Just right now, it's with the mice and that we're worried about, cause the next door is the public health.
so this ambulance bay here is that,
Yeah.
Drummond?
Yes. You can't actually see it right here, but there's all kinds of. Mouse,
Dropping.
it's,
They stink bugs.
yeah, they're outside there. They'll be inside, cause the seals are all broke on the front doors, they need to be fixed, that trim's coming off, so anything wants to go in there, we get bad wind or rain, it's just gonna blow in there. And that's not up, that's just maintenance, gonna have to look at that. But we can talk to Paul on that solid waste stuff, that's gotta get cleaned up.
Yeah, why are refrigerators sitting out there?
Cause
Not
he,
long.
he takes this stuff out in the Freon, and then I don't know why we're ending up with so many again. They come and take them.
Cause he takes it when he feels like it, I guess, huh?
And then the steel stuff, this guy here. Yeah, you looking at it? This here is, there's a trailer sitting, see the hitch, you can't,
Yeah,
you
right
can't,
there.
all this shit. Came off of that, well, we're not getting into somebody coming in or.
Just dumping it on the ground.
Well, it's like they took the top part off and want to keep the trailer, well, that's not good.
Oh, and they left it right there.
Yeah. And then this stuff was all piled up there. I mean, you can't. It's a hazard around this. It just,
Why does he let people do?
lots, I don't know, but he falls in that dock to find out what's going on. And I did mention it to him.
So is this something,
I got
I'm,
that.
I'm real sorry, I realize that this is from Kane West and this is a regular thing and they're inspecting. And is this something that has to be on the agenda to discuss this?
That's why I asked her to talk about it now, or we can put it on the agenda for next week,
Yeah.
go over it again.
Yeah,
But when Paul comes in, I think we need to tell him, you need,
Yeah.
everybody got these. So he needs to get on them and
Yeah.
then he can report on it next
Mhm.
week or what. Would that be all right?
Yes, so I think, yeah,
Instead of talking about it.
as far as that goes, go on the agenda and then discuss.
Okay, so we'll put that on the agenda for next week. I just wondered after I was up there. You just. All right, so now we'll go into. From Brandon Coates, this is a MDT news release on Highway 1, closed Flint Creek Pass. There's an update up there. That's all I have on correspondence.
So October 10th through October 14th is when they're actually gonna be closed.
Yeah, I thought it was starting today, but I heard it on the radio, but when they said, I thought it said 10 a.m. this morning, but it's 10. But it's advertised on KOPR and that 94.9. And it's in the papers, I mean, it's well, go ahead.
Is this something that we should have on the website? Or is it on?
Yeah, the correspondence is on the website. We have a project thing up there too. I think. I don't remember if it's a link though. Oh, I need to update it with the new.
We can go into
update.
public comment too.
Yeah.
During public comment, Bill, I kind of got talking about that Kane West stuff, but. I think something, because that's how we get our mod facts down and stuff.
I mean,
Elena.
What do you want?
Elena.
Oh, go ahead, Elena, for the record.
Thank you. For the record, Elena Gagliano. On the correspondence, especially for Flint Creek Pass closure. I don't know if you're aware of it, but the Phillipsburg Mail, the current issue, first page, says it's being closed from October 3rd to October 7th. And a lot of people in this county, unfortunately, aren't on the internet, don't don't watch the TV, and so, or radio, believe it or not. I've talked to 5 people so far. They had no idea that it's being closed next week. They thought it was closed this week. So I just wanted to say that for the record.
And well, thank you, and that's up to the Montana Department of Transportation, it's their job to get that out, they close their work, thank you. Any other public comment? I just got some text messages from Dave Kessler, should that be public or should I wait to? I mean, we don't have,
so we're in public comment. And we're done with correspondence, right? I guess you could probably bring up the correspondence if you feel you
well,
want.
this is to do with the dome and the scaffolding and stuff, so should I bring it
Yeah,
up?
I think so. Okay.
Okay. Seems like last time we did, remember when I mentioned about the public? I think we can. Guess we're gonna do it anyway.
He was gonna try to come in, I know today. during-
Yeah, he's got some pictures and then. He's still. Still working on the drawing. This is the flooring and the judges thing down there. You guys can go down and look if you want the flooring down.
So is there any way he could like email that to us?
That's what I wonder, how do you do that? I don't know how. Billy knows how she could get it off my phone.
Don't look good.
Yeah, you see how shiny it is when the sun hits? She can take it off my phone if you want. It's just from the start. Up there all the way. And just keeps on going.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'll have her get that. All right, well. 9:15. Weekly report with road and bridge superintendent Paul.
We got down out at Ross's Fork yesterday. We put the last, put another culvert in down on the bottom that we were having trouble with. And want to haul more gravel down there than we wanted to, but in order to get it done right, that's just what we had to do. And so today they're moving out of there and we're gonna go do that Forest Service road, that bypass road. Get that done today. And then going from there to Georgetown Lake and then looping around coming up through Bell Creek. And then back into the Middle Fork. That's kind of a blade schedule for this end.
So what are you getting these for?
We're doing the Forest Service right now. We'll be on East Fork Tuesday.
Next Tuesday?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna make that loop through Georgetown Lake. We got some ditches to pull and stuff, then just cut the back way up across.
I get that. I drove by that road up there by Georgetown, that's pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going there as soon as right on his way right now. So.
You got this, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna put it on this is that Payne West stuff we were talking about in correspondence. We're gonna put it on for next week, but on the road and the solid waste, if you can update us next week, maybe get them to get that stuff cleaned up and that, then you can give us a.
It'll all be done by next week.
Okay, and then we're gonna definitely try to get that down there cleaned up, find out about that trailer and stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and then we'll,
So like on the refrigerators and stuff. I mean, if he's pulling the Freon out, fine, but they shouldn't be sitting there. He should immediately get the Freon out and then,
they usually wait till I have a few of them to do. And then,
why is it that tough to do it or what?
well, it's just, when you're doing it, it's just easier to do a few, you know. Then you're just doing them, and then you can take care of them all at once.
And that goes in the steel bin.
Yeah,
But the only thing is Payne West thinks it shouldn't, it shouldn't be sitting out there.
And
I'm just saying from that photo
yeah,
of the,
he just recommended what we do, because that keeps our insurance. like that. And for safety and that. You know, it goes, it goes up, it's a big thing, what do you say?
so does the refrigerators go in the metal bin or?
they do. Yeah. Soon as they're drained,
Yeah, I can just start getting a wrap, a bunch of that cleaned up, wrapped up before snow flies,
oh,
you know.
And then he made a comment on. They unloaded or took apart her trailer
It looks like it when I
and
was,
just left it on the ground and it was sitting on the ground.
the trailer frame, we'll have to haul that to,
No, he took the trailer, the person took it, I guess.
oh,
Kept the trailer and left the crap on the ground. Is that what you're assuming or?
they took it off of the trailer and the trailer frame is still there, but they haven't cleaned off the quality. So I didn't go up yesterday because it's cold. He can look into it and make sure and see.
then I'll find out what the deal is with it.
We just don't want to get,
No, we hauled all that stuff. We took the dump truck and stuff and hauled it down to Missoula a few months ago. But, right? Yeah, some of that stuff is too big to put in the dumpster, so we smash it, throw it in the dump truck, and take it down.
No, maybe just, we get these every year, it's just, when I talk to Ben and just say,
Well, is there usually that many pictures every year?
it just depends on what they always find something.
Things that we haven't done?
Yeah, it's stuff that they, with OSHA, everything changes all the time, so we're just trying to keep up with this.
Well, the solid waste pictures, they're. That place is a mess.
Yeah,
Is the truck done?
they called me yesterday, good to pick up, but we got a, Brad's truck's down there getting the door window put in. So just wait till that gets done, then we'll just go get them both at the same time. Plan. Unless they don't get the door window ever, but they're supposed to have it today,
County truck or
yeah.
whatever that?
Mowing rock blew through the side window. Even though all those chains are on there, I guess you never know.
What's that?
Even that, you know how good and guarded that thing is.
Yeah.
Bill won't put it out of there. But
So does he stop or something when people go by?
yeah,
So who was mowing?
Nikki.
And is there anything else on any public comment on any of that?
So that cutoff road, when you guys blade it, if it gets wet, will it be slippery or?
Doesn't look like it should be too bad, you know, it's pretty steep. But. Rains as much as it did a few days ago, it will be.
How much rain did you get up there? Did you get a bunch of rain?
You know, 6/10.
Came down. 6/10 is good, it just needed to be spread out a little longer.
Well, ours was like all day, just
Oh, was it?
kind of medium rain all day long,
Yeah,
maybe late rain.
Ours was like 5 minutes.
Really?
Saturday, yeah, it was. If you planned on doing anything outside, you couldn't. Because of rain.
No. Pretty ugly out.
We'll go with number 5 minutes, about 3 minutes early. We'll go ahead into the solid waste weekly report review. Time frame for trailer loads, discussion and decision. I'll start out. It won't be-
Okay, so Jody emailed us and said that she meant trailer loads. She didn't mean regular loads with garbage. She said just the trailers that she wanted, they had to be there by at least 1:45
Mhm.
to unload. So that wasn't mentioned. You said anybody with garbage at 3:45.
Oh, just try to be unloaded by that, you know.
Well, she said by 3:45. Not unloaded, that they don't come after 3:45.
Well, they're supposed to be calling ahead any for room, you know. So. It's been like that for quite a while.
But she already has a signed trailer loads not.
No, we don't have a sign trailer though.
So
Yeah,
that's all she's asking for then was a sign,
Just-
pretty much is what she said.
yeah,
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, not understandably, but not closing the dump.
No.
At
I don't
3:45,
know, just try to be unloaded by people.
trailers have to be unloaded.
Yeah, it's just,
Signs up these contracts.
So is there a sign that says you have to call in if you have a trailer load?
it's on the web. Missed that like that, just because of a while ago, we were getting so much out there. The big thing on is for that was just make sure there was room. In the van, you know,
So this is a question because we have two dump sites at different times. When a trailer load comes in at 3:45 and she says no dumping. Then they would have every right to run down to Drummond because they still have 2 hours to dump.
Correct.
Is that something that she could?
they do it
inform
all
him?
the time. You know, if they're full or something here and they can't take it, but John can take it and Drummond, I'll rip down to Drummond to do it.
So the people understand that they can go to Drummond.
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't know if that was,
So I guess we're just on that discussion decision, we're just saying that. With the trade, just trailers, contractors, trailers or whatever, that they're in there by 3:45, so they have time to.
you want them unloaded by 3:40.
Okay.
It's easy.
That all right with you guys?
Yeah. So and that's already up there? Or-
No, we'll have to get a sign.
He was kind of waiting to get permission from us to make sure we got the right, not close, but be there.
Maybe that's something that we need to put on the web too, get some kind of write-up for solid waste. Where you could say, okay, you have a trailer load, you know you're not gonna make it to the Peaburg dump, you might as well just head on down to Drummond. Cause you have 2 hours more to be able to haul it.
Right,
I mean,
I mean, that's something that the general public maybe needs to be aware of. The services for the solid waste dump sites.
Do you want to unload it down there by 5:45?
yeah, we
Yeah.
should, yeah, otherwise we're kind
Well,
of
just-
defeat.
yeah.
defeat
I'll
that
get two
purpose.
signs, one for each
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, if we don't have that down there, we're kind of defeating the purpose of what we're trying to
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah. Yeah, because, yeah. They need to realize, okay, you can't do it here, head to Drummond, you can make it in time. Because what is it, 20 minutes? half
Yeah.
hour?
Half hour to get down.
That's good. So that's
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, man, that's about all I got.
So where's that turn off that we'll have to use?
You know where the sign, the blinking light is right now, is stopping you on that going up?
Uh-huh,
It's immediately to your left after that, right on that corner.
so there's, and then you come up right, as you go around the corner, it's the one that goes off like this.
No, you actually turn 90 right out there. Well, you're about a corner too close.
Did-
There's one that goes straight off too. It's the next one up. It's right past where they're stopping the traffic right now. It's like 100 feet past that to your left.
So where are they stopping traffic? Is that,
Oh,
trying to think,
probably a half a mile this side where they're working.
okay, so you're heading up, usually when you start heading up the grade, they have the, is it beyond and around the corner?
Beyond what?
So you head up going straight and then you come around and it goes like this.
Yeah, it's right on the, it's right before that hard 90-degree corner. The big one.
The horseshoe one, the horse before the
Yeah.
horseshoe.
Right.
Yeah.
You're getting there. You started. Well, I know how it goes because you got the darn thing memorized, all the curves and stuff.
Is it pretty
So-
rough on that alternate road? Or is it,
We're blading it today,
oh, okay.
but I mean, we're not blading the whole thing. We're just gonna, we're blading it here, we're blading it.
That's
spots, you know. Well, we certainly don't want that
Become.
advertised. You know, for
It was
everybody.
in the paper.
Huh?
It was in the paper.
For that road?
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
But
Well,
we're
you'd
just,
have to what? You'd have to have a detour up there, right there on the road, right? You can't not have a detour. to
Well,
those roads.
they're posting it to detour on I-90. So, in the local people, I mean, everybody knows there's 3 different ways to go.
but we don't want to advertise that. We have them trucks get stuck and going in something.
Oh, no big campers going in there, but they wouldn't find that anyway.
So,
Well, I
But
know.
Google Maps.
I don't know
they
where it
can't.
is.
so DOT was advertising as an alternate, but was not gonna do any work on it? That would,
Apparently, I didn't know that.
What?
yeah, that's not right.
They said something about coming on Echo Lake Road.
Well, at one time when they were in here, we talked to them that we had to do some of that stuff to return the bill into them. I mean, we're helping them with this project, and this is what happened the last time we did that stuff like down in Drummond, they just walked off. So maybe we better have another chat with them, say, you know, if we're gonna do this to make stuff better for you guys, we should get some
Yeah.
compensation. Yeah,
Absolutely,
I think.
Yeah.
You,
yeah.
and it's your time, your budget.
Good possible.
I think it could, I guess, talk
But
to
everything else
Felix or whoever's in charge, and get a hold of them, call, send them a letter maybe, and just keep tabs on the man hours and what we're using.
Yeah, it's not gonna be much,
No, but it
a couple
will,
hours.
You want me to send an email?
yeah,
Okay,
just in case something happened, all of a sudden, then they call us, well, while you're up here, can you do this and that?
and who is
How
it,
that usually goes.
who is it to the,
I thought it was Felix, but I think it's a different guy,
okay,
The guiding communications is Brandon Coat.
Coach.
COATS?
Anything good.
And what's the name of that road, the Forest Service one, do you have the number on
I think it's 1589, but I'll
it? Okay,
double check and tell you.
all right.
Is there any public comment on that?
I'll text it to you. Mike.
All right, thanks.
Right, well, we'll just kind of keep us posted on that other stuff, so we get that all done. Everything else going pretty good, I think.
Brandon's with DOT.
I'm on the phone.
It's something just kind of, you know, just. So,
Oh, yeah.
alrighty. It's 9:30, we'll go into resolution 2022-11. Resolution requesting your, Barca program and second reading adoption. We changed it a little bit, just not putting that whole thing in there, so we didn't have to, this way, just.
I'll move to adopt resolution 2022-11.
I'll second it.
Any public comment? Means none, all in favor?
Aye.
Right, motion carried back. Here we go.
All righty.
Thanks.
See you later. I'll text that to you right
All
away.
right, thanks.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
See ya.
Thanks.
Yesterday when I was here, I went down to look at the guy's new room. Well, I thought she was in there. I was talking, kind of laughing, well, going there having somebody had a client. Oh, I was going, what the hell, Jesus.
Like the health guys or the,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so. But it looks pretty cool in there.
It is nice.
Maybe after the guys get done, we'll walk down, see what you think. Quite a bit doing.
that was just maybe one thing when we already approved the minutes, but there was one comment where in the minutes, it says that you said to look for other office space in the building, and I thought what we said was to use that office space that the county health uses on a day that the county health isn't there.
Or look for another option of an office. That's what I didn't know what,
What do you mean, and what other office?
well, I thought they had another, one they were talking about splitting something else, and that's when we talked about The historic stuff. Is that what you mean, what?
No, when she came in and she asked to do walls in the one where the JP is now. Because they had confidentiality issues because it's only 2 rooms. And we said, why can't you use the county health office when they're not there, which is right next door to it, which used to be the superintendent of schools office. And then it was FEP for a while. And now county health uses it, correct?
Yeah, they're not in it. They should have used that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think she said that they do use that on occasion, because then you guys started talking about the jury room upstairs and you guys started talking about some other spaces
when did we mention jury room upstairs?
in that same public comment.
Remember I brought it up and said, well, if you need one, you can go upstairs and jury room up there. Remember I brought that up?
That's kind of out of reach.
But we just threw it out just in case. Jackie said they are already using the office when we aren't there.
So there's that extra room where they don't have to break up the. Okay, just curious.
Okay, we'll go into Brandon Park Dam Tenders Report, Georgetown Lake Outflow Review and Decision. 6427.93, 18.84 inches compared to last week was 18.36. We're at 30, right, Chuck? We're at 30, right?
Oh, well, I'll move to stay at 30.
So you had some comments on that, thought or decide?
Well, we're gonna have to decide after the 15th of October what
Okay,
we're gonna do, because I don't know if we wanna cut it back down there a little bit and then save it for the dead of winter when the price of electricity is higher.
Something that we can talk about. And
Yeah,
see
think about that, after the 15th, then we can start. We
So-
can adjust.
question, last year at this time, what were we? Putting out? Seems like we weren't putting 30 out. We were putting less,
No, it went down 6. Remember?
and we started that
We didn't make.
really fairly early, and we kept it 6
Yeah.
all through the winter, right?
But that wasn't before October 15th, was it?
No,
Yeah,
that's
we're gonna have to-
15th.
So that was after the 15th, we started at 6.
Yeah, we went way down because nothing was coming in. And we might have to do that this year. I think we're gonna have to go down and see where it's at.
Last year, we were 26.76 inches below field
At
on
this time.
October 26th. That agrees over 2 feet. Low.
Now we're
18,
18.
we're sitting pretty good.
And so did we have down there what we were letting out?
35. P2 reading 37 feet, 35.6 says.
Before the 15th. Yeah, 'cause we let out a little extra so they could flood their field. Some
Yeah,
guys up here want to flood their field.
October 12th, we were 26 inches below. We don't have a footprint. And it was 35 cents,
35.
yeah. That's
When did we go to 6? Shortly after that.
After 15th,
So is that a yearly thing that on the 15th of October, we drop it or?
well, we don't have to.
Oh.
No, I mean, sometimes we can just make power right on through and you can do whatever you want to.
kind of played it by the whatever Mother Nature does, because remember we started getting that.
That's why I say this year, I think we ought to probably think about going down to 20 and see where we are there, whether we're filling or not. And then we can judge on how much coming in.
Yeah, I think the FERC order caps it at the, inflows. I mean, you can go lower than that, but yeah, caps it at the high end inflows.
And I can kind of see what Chuck can start building up now, because then when the price of electricity, then we can don't stop. Start making more money than just something that not doing very good on the price. Right, now we can say.
That's what I was saying, just talking about it.
Yeah. I think it's something like every week now, we're gonna have to really watch and see what this actually Mother Nature does to us. Cause it's dry, it's still, I mean, we're sitting pretty good compared to everybody else, it's still, shit could happen.
So on that report. It doesn't show like, was moisture normal for September or was it low?
We call that Todd guy and then he'll send us a report, we can maybe next week, Billy, would you give us a report on it, have him
Yeah,
an update, and that way we can go off.
I'd say it's low,
speak it slow.
yeah, 'cause we've only got. Well, much like you only had an inch. So.
I think we gotta really watch it like we did, Lance, and then we'll see what it does on the, if it comes to the point where, you know. Cut back now, that we're not making, so then when it, right, well, let's. So it helps the budget on that too.
Scott, did you see the commission see the letter from Brad Learman? Saying agreeing that it was paid back, the amount that you take, extra you've taken on, so for the temporary modification agreement.
The only
And the-
problem I have with that, Blaine, which I didn't cut you
No, that's
off,
good.
the only problem I have with that, all of a sudden now. They're gonna go to that, well, you know, you did that payback, and they're gonna hold us for a payback every year, so if we take some. This was, I guess that's the only, I don't like.
Well, I think we should pay them back, we should do a payback, if it's a bad year, I mean, if we had a lot of water.
I just,
No big deal.
I agree, I just don't want them thinking all of a sudden, now, well, you did this payback, you have to do it. We don't wanna, I guess maybe I read it, I guess.
I think they are gonna be asking for every year, and they do have
It's the way
they do
I
have
read it.
leverage.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't, I just don't, all of a sudden they're really starting to throw this in there. And I'm
The-
trying not to, but it's, I just know them, how they work.
Did you also see the email from Lee Tangendal? The he's with one of the homeowners associations. He was concerned they were letting letting 30 back out, but then I forwarded him that email from Brad Lehrman saying it'd been paid back. He was seeing it was at 31 too, so I said I would talk to you guys about it being 30. It was one over.
And sometimes when it reads that, it gets an air bubble, it throws it all out. If it sucks, all of a sudden you get a big, then it will show back where you get some of that flux going. We've been,
So after the 15th, I think we're gonna have to drop it down to see what's coming in, because we want to start building anyway. You know, I mean, we gotta start building, like we did last year, that's why we went down.
So right now for the water users for their agriculture, this is where they're what, flooding their fields or what? Just-
Yeah, some of them like to get a little extra water on the fields, I think, and that soaks it up through the winter. And then the spring it have it there. And I can see. That's
there's
good.
quite a few people are happy with what we're doing down that way, so. I mean, this was what is scary thing about not. That dam, you know, there's just so many people involved in it. It's a lot of studying. But yeah, we get Todd's deal, I want to see what the purchase, you know, what rain we got up there and what's coming in. I don't know what's going out on the upper end, the Silver Bowl or nothing either, so. We might check on some of that, just see where we're sitting.
Yeah, I forgot to look at silver.
I drove by the other day, it's hard to tell, you know, you have to try to keep that one rock there, but it's kind of hard to tell, it seems like it's really. I don't know what they're doing, so. Alrighty, well, on that motion, you have a second,
I second. Keeping it at 30, right?
any public comment? Means none, all in favor?
Aye.
Carried. So we got 3 minutes. Okay,
I'm good, how are you?
you come on up, Dale. Yeah. 2 minutes.
Did you get this report?
Mm-mm, I didn't.
I'll leave you this one.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, and I made copies for the, sorry.
Could you state your name now?
Gail Leeper, Action Board. Representative.
Thank you.
Sorry, we need a new. So this is a report that you guys get every other month and shows you, what it is, what is being served by Granite County, which if you look at it, those numbers are going up every year for Granite County being served. And it splits it into the energy efficient, people getting monies for that.
Is this what you mean by the one that circled?
Probably, yeah, I probably do that. I usually do just for my own, any place where it says Granite County. And then there is, so now there's an Action Inc. representative that comes up here. I think it's every other month, but don't hold me to that. When I talked to Jackie yesterday, she said there was that representative is in Phillipsburg in the morning and down in Drummond in the afternoon, I believe, maybe once a month, but it could be every other month too. So that is something.
So where do they come in the courthouse?
I believe down where public health was me, but don't hold me to that, I don't know. In Drummond, it is the public health office that they do it. And like they met with 2 or 3 clients last time in Drummond that I know of.
So is there a schedule that they would have that they could submit? We could put it on the website?
Yeah, I think Action Inc. has it on theirs.
And I think Action Inc. was working with Healthy Granite County Network. So I
Oh,
know
it
they were
could be.
working with Katie Muley, so she
Yeah.
would probably be the contact for that.
Yeah, it could be, so, yeah. Anyway, I know they're serving more people with it. And then I printed it out. So I was looking on the ARPA stuff, dashboard from the state, because I was trying to figure out when Drummond was gonna get their money for their wastewater project, because then we have to amend our budget. And so, have you been on that at all?
Not in a
The
while.
dashboard, so it's really hard to read. But I printed it out and I actually did talk to Lane about it. So this tells Granite County got a total of $9,720,000 and $19 for ARPA monies, and to date, what's paid out has been 1,300,000. 6,000 of that is between Drummond and Phillipsburg wastewater and water projects. But on there, it shows on there where I believe LEAP has applied in behalf of Granite County. So that's just, it's really hard to read.
6 million was it, or is it between the towns?
Yeah,
6
6
million.
million between the towns and I don't know if you want me to, I can show you a quick way to get to that dashboard. The hard part about it is you can't see like exactly what is for, some things were already paid out. And so anyway, I just, I'm gonna have to either look and see about a number for somebody to let me know about it. There's everything from childcare to, I think one of the water
boards got it, but it's really weird when you get into it. I mean, it's just, that you can't exactly see what it is.
Ask you, what's local physical recovery?
Yeah, so if you look at that, Drummond, that's our wastewater project.
So you've gotten 84,000 or 86,000 for that, is that what that means? Cause you got 42, 70, am I reading? it wrong?
Right, so we have that already to start to start our project. And,
Kind of weird how they give you a $129. So that is a big
I-
word.
that I don't even know how.
Is this on the Montana ARPA site?
Yeah.
I'll have to get on there and play it.
Like the nutrition assistant, that's the school stuff that's not.
Mhm.
I don't know, that was one of the things.
It might be because they did free hot lunch for 2 years. I want to say free hot lunch and free breakfast for
Yeah,
all
it could be
students for 2 years at both schools in the county, or all 3 schools in the county here.
But that was through summer food. I'm not
Oh.
aware that summer food is SNAP.
So that was, when I was looking at this, if you look at it, there's one in there for Hall for 299,250 for SNAP. And I just don't know what that means. So is that putting that on? And that's already been paid out. You can see what's already been paid out.
Does any of this stuff where it says amount paid, and then where it's like it says last update, there's actually times that you might be able to get some of this stuff being like a competitive grant there. That's $2 million that it might still come back.
Come back at, like when
Like to
you come
get
in.
it, if it's just like, if it's sitting. up,
No,
it's
you've already been, like in Drummond's case, you've already been awarded it. It's just when they pay it out.
Okay.
Is what,
Okay, so these funds here, what you said, how much?
well, you can see on here
They-
where,
They don't go through the county treasurer.
no,
These are funds that are applied
I guess
by
that's- Yeah,
everybody.
They-
And
they do, right?
Yeah.
we wouldn't even be able to,
It's just information mostly on the LEAP, which is part of what I handed out for you to know that if you're looking at that stuff and you go, okay, Phillipsburg got 66,000 in for LEAP monies, that's Action Inc. probably applied for that. Because we are a county that is within their region, that's all. But there's, you can look at other stuff in there, how much money's.
so really this stuff just goes directly to whoever.
It should be, yeah.
I guess I got mixed up in here talking to our guy, well, that's where.
So
I'll
what
look
this-
into that 299 one, 'cause I'm interested in that. Yeah.
Well, then there's some
Now.
on there, they've applied and then you can see, that's why I was wondering if they applied, if they haven't come through yet or not. They said-
Yeah.
They said last updated, it didn't say that they're completely out.
Right, and that's what I was saying. I was trying to look on it for our sake for when we have to amend our budget. For our monies coming in for our wastewater project. But just stumbled on that. It's just good information to know that our county got $9 million. I mean, it's not all distributed yet, but anyway, so,
Thank you.
yep. Any other questions? Okay.
Thanks.
See you later.
All right, that's it.
Was there any public comments?
and
Mm-mm.
We still got a few minutes to go on this case.
Do you want me to show you? Excuse me.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Like really quickly to do it. So if you get on the home site
Mhm.
and then funds distributed,
Oh, okay, I think I've gone.
yeah, and then details, and then it goes by county. it took me a while to actually figure this out. Yeah, and then it comes up, and then, but it's weird because like, you just keep circling back around when you do it. And every time I get on, but see, it tells you, like, this little graph will tell you
Oh, where money has,
where the money in
been.
Granite County has gone.
that's kind of cool.
It is, and then down here tells you where it went,
His claims were Visa, it was the Visa cards
you know what I mean?
is what the claims were. Did
That's
that-
really
Once you
cool.
go into it, it doesn't.
I feel like that's not have to be the school programs.
Well, I did
Saying
ask,
all is probably not.
I asked their financial officer and she said, no, they got 150
Kids charged to area five.
for to do their math. And
That would be through Snap.
I know,
that's
why, and it could be.
They're
on this
Cause you know, yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. though, that, Isn't it? Thank you, yeah.
I will come on up for a couple of minutes early.
All right.
You don't have to shake her hand.
Yeah, take your name and stuff. for the record.
Okay, Chad Green, CEO of Granite County Hospital District. I'll give you a similar report to what I gave for our board reports, for future meetings, if you'd like to get more specific or cut things out, make it shorter, just let me know. All right, for COVID-19 state and local update, Granite County COVID-19 community level is considered medium at this time. There's 6 active cases in the county, and that puts us at a rate of 118 per 100,000. The hospital recently had 1 long-term care resident test positive. 2 patients were quickly isolated, and strict infection control measures were implemented to control transmissions. Families, public health, and the state were all notified, and all staff and residents were all tested and monitored. As of today, Granite County has 6 active cases, and there were 1,281 new confirmed cases in Montana in last week. Granite County, that's up by 2 cases, and for the state, that's down by probably about 150 cases since last week. According to the Montana response map, we've had 310,731 total cases in Montana to date. 1,595 active cases in Montana, 92 active hospitalizations, and 3,520 deaths to date.
Can I ask you a question on that?
Yep.
What strain is that? Is someone said that the strain is now that you can catch it every month?
I don't know if we're always trying to figure out the exact strain, but it's the BA4 and BA5 strains is probably the most active right now.
So like with when we do our home testing, they wouldn't know what strain we had.
No, it wouldn't. It would tell you if you're COVID positive
Yeah,
or not, but it won't tell you what strain exactly.
so is that strain running through one?
They think it's the
Canada.
BA4 and BA5 strains of the Omicron variant, yes, and they expect that to circulate pretty heavily this fall.
Because you wonder, do I test if I have a cold? You know what I mean?
You know, we've been seeing a lot of people that just have a scratchy throat and they're pretty much asymptomatic besides a scratchy throat, very positive. So, yeah.
And you see them advertise if you're starting to feel something, test right away. So I mean, I think that.
Well, just for example, what, 3 months ago, I tested positive and my symptoms were just that I would have never even thought to test.
Yep.
It was just a slight cold, no aching or nothing. And then again, like last month, I had that same cold. And I don't know, should I have tested?
Right. Yeah, that's the hard part about
Yeah.
this one now is it's much more mild for healthier people. Still seeing some deaths, you know, associated with people with comorbidities or that are a little more unhealthy, but for most people, I think it's more like a cold now. So,
Yeah, it seems like it's more rampant running through Granite County than it was when it was so terribly dangerous. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody's, seems like
And
More people test
Deer Lodge
positive.
County is really high right now. There's a lot of
Yeah.
positives up there, so, which isn't far, just I'm sure it's still considered George County, so.
Mhm.
As far as vaccines, we recently received 200 doses of the Moderna bivalent vaccine. The bivalent COVID-19 vaccines include a component of the original virus strain to provide broad protection against COVID-19 and a component of the Omicron variant also to provide better protection against COVID-19 caused by the Omicron variant. The FDA authorized bivalent formulations of the Moderna and the Pfizer BioNTech COVID-19 vaccines for use as a single booster dose at least 2 months after completing your primary or booster vaccinations. The Moderna COVID-19 vaccine bivalent is authorized for use as a single dose in individuals 18 years of age and older. The Pfizer BioNTech bivalent is authorized for use as a single booster dose in individuals 12 years of age and older. The monovalent Pfizer vaccine remains authorized as a booster dose in 5 to 11-year-olds. The monovalent Moderna ages 6 months and older, and Pfizer ages 6 months and older vaccine remain authorized for completion of the primary vaccine series. And a bivalent COVID-19 booster dose can be co-administered with all other vaccines, including the flu shot. The bivalent COVID-19, as I said earlier, was produced because the BA4 and the BA5 strains of the Omicron variant are currently causing the most cases of COVID-19 in the United States, and the strains are predicted to circulate heavily this fall and winter. In regards to vaccinations, Granite County remains at 39% fully vaccinated, and Montana is at 53% of the eligible population fully vaccinated. For monkeypox, current status, there have been 6 cases of monkeypox identified in Montana to this point, in Flathead, Gallatin Hill, and Lake counties. There have been over 26,000 confirmed monkeypox cases around the US as of yesterday. And according to the CDC, globally, there have been more than 68,000 cases. And according to the World Health Organization, the monkeypox outbreak has now been declared a public health emergency of international concern. Moving on to the hospital long-term care facility. Residents have been very busy with activities. They've been on a couple of outings since last month. One of those down Rock Creek to the Second Bridge, and then came back by way of the Scalco Highway. The second outing was to Moose Lake. Been very busy with several projects. They're having Jay come in and sing to them every Tuesday now again. They're playing bingo 2 to 3 times a week and different table and board games. And they try to get outside as much as possible in the courtyard still while we have some nice weather. Another thing they've been active and they really like doing is this parachute game that they do in the dining room where they with a sheet and the ball will run it around to each resident. The hospital flooring project's nearly complete. We just have the provider area still needing flooring replaced. The reason that was delayed is because when we pulled it up, some of the flooring contained asbestos. So we had to have a mitigation of that written down. So the only piece that's left is the piece underneath the register at this point. And that was, they were supposed to come do that yesterday and did not show up. As soon as that comes out, we've got most of the subfloor up to that point laid. We'll have the flooring people come back and then that project will be complete. During the installation of the flooring was perfect time to move most of our residents to semi-private rooms. Roommates were chosen as carefully as possible for like personalities and interests. Having as many of the residents double up in the rooms allowed for us to create a designated hospital area as well. This will not only allow for acute and swing bed rooms for patients to return closer to their family after a hospital stay or procedure, but will also allow us to isolate and avoid. It also allowed us to isolate and avoid a recent COVID outbreak. We had one resident test positive, and immediately we isolated the resident and his roommate to one area of the hospital separately. We created an isolated wing with 2 zippered plastic walls And that allowed for an area for us to don and doff PPE, as well as to isolate the rooms behind the second plastic wall to keep the positive and potentially positive residents separated from all the rest of our healthy residents. That isolation wing was in place for 14 days and we successfully averted an outbreak with only that initial resident testing positive. So we congratulated our staff, and we're working on a celebration for our staff for being able to maintain that and follow the strict policies. On to business and revenue. Central Supply, we're working to update our charge master, and we'll eventually upload it into a app of our Athena called Jump Stock, which will allow us to charge and track supplies better. This will be useful to assure that we charge, capture, and track our use of supplies. And this is a capability that's been available through Athena, but it was just not previously being used. In our clinics, currently, we're looking at the possibility of adding additional days per week to our drumming clinic schedule with the goal of having a provider there 5 days a week. This is in the very early stages. I did go over and tour the facility last week. It's very well equipped, and I'm currently talking with the provider that would be helping out with that. Our dietary department received a new steam table for the kitchen. It was installed 2 weeks ago, and we donated our old table to the senior center. As far as grants, I've been meeting with Healthy Grand County Network and Kayla on a few occasions now to start building our relationship and to see how we can both benefit each other. Currently, we're working to roll out the health needs assessment to our residents in the real near future. Kayla and I met yesterday and finalized that assessment that will be going out. Emergency preparedness will be participating in a earthquake drill this month. Environmental services, I have nothing to report. In IT, just prior to our recent COVID outbreak, we implemented a call multiplier app to mass message in case of emergencies and disasters and to improve our overall communication to our employees and resident families. It's already proven to be an important and useful tool, as we were able to message all the resident families and the staff to inform them of a potential COVID outbreak recently. And that's important to inform them directly so that they hear it from the hospital first. This will ensure better communication and safety for future events. And we've also started exploring the option of electronic medication cabinets that will interface with the team as well as the hospital. Nothing else to report on that side. Human resources has been really busy. We're excited to announce the hiring of 2 permanent full-time RNs and 1 part-time RN. These are our permanent full-time employees, not staff contract employees. They're all excellent nurses, and we're looking forward to building our own workforce and moving away from contract employees. We've also hired another part-time relief radiology CT tech to add to our staff. That's in addition to our 2 full-time staff. And then we also have interest from the 4th candidate already. We hired a housekeeping director who worked for us in the past, but has come back now. And then a newly created infection control position was filled by a longtime employee that has stepped into that role as well. We hired 2 cook positions, and 1 started this week, 1 starts next week. And then we combined our, it's a new position that we combined for our activities director and social services position. And that was also filled by one of our previous CNAs. So now we have 1 housekeeping position opened here and 1 in Drummond for part-time. We still have a board clerk position open. We have 1 RN charge nurse on nights position open. 5 CNA positions, which are all being filled by contract employees at this point, and then 1 maintenance engineer position. But we've done well in hiring so far in a short time. As far as maintenance, transportation, As mentioned earlier, the majority of the flooring project is done. We started construction on a new pharmacy area right next to, adjacent to our emergency room area. This will allow us better convenience in emergencies as well as a more secure and well-organized space with our own medication disposal device in the area. And then we're identifying other areas in need of maintenance as well, such as window replacement, improved plumbing and drainage in our kitchen and in our laundry area. Scale calibration and certification. And we hope to be replacing our or refurbishing our freezer refrigerator in the near future. No medical staff for re-credentialing this month. Nursing, our August ER visits were at 46 visits for the month. Our swing beds were at 21 and our acute days billable were 4 days. We did have one death on the long-term care facility. For physical therapy, we had 123 total visits for physical therapy in August, and 115 of those were outpatient, 8 of those were long-term care. And we completed 20 CT scans for the month of August.
Looking forward. Wow.
Is that what you want to hear?
And this, then we know what's actually going on, and so we do what's coming in, what's going out. No, I'm held to the report.
Okay.
So, question.
Yeah.
Next month's election, we have the ballot issue.
Yes.
Have you discussed with the board just what happens if it fails? I know that's kind of not thinking, but I'm wondering if there's something because of what's been going on and the rumors that are afloat, if possibly you don't need to maybe get out there and do some promotional.
Yeah, and we have that, and I met with marketing. I met with our marketing team last week. I met with H&R. H&R last week. Speaking with Rotary Club Thursday. I'm speaking with Kiwanis and Drummond next week. If we don't pass it, yeah, we're gonna have to look at it.
See, historically, the last time they ran it, and they did it for the 3 years, and they asked for the 450,000 and it failed, and so they went back and they dropped the 50,000 and did it for 1 year, which is insane that passed and the 3-year didn't pass.
Sure.
And the one sad thing is the people don't really understand, and that's why you really need to get out there and pump the information to people and give reports like this that instead of the financial side of it, which you don't understand anyway. I mean, the financial side, you've got this much coming in, this much coming in, and are you in the red or are you in the black? And that's obvious. All you have to do is give us a report on that.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking you've got a month and
Yeah, in the first.
Your
2
costs
months-
are
First 2
gonna-
months of our fiscal year, we're well into the red. Tell you that.
so you'll still draw what until June of
June of
23?
23.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that can be placed on another special ballot in the spring.
Yeah,
But that's what we would obviously look at. If we can continue to fill our permanent positions with travelers, it's gonna save us a whole lot of money too. I do think there's some areas that we're not capturing charges. That's what I'm trying to get to this charge master.
and the permanent are hard to fill when they can't find a place to live.
Housing is our biggest obstacle. I mean, it really is. And then it's a bigger obstacle because our CNAs are not paid as much as our LPNs and RNs, of course. And so those are the ones that we have still hanging out there that aren't able to afford housing. It's probably our biggest reason that we're still with black travelers. So we are, I looked at the wages for RNs and I bumped the wages, and that's why we've been able to start hiring. We probably at this time market value. So I'm looking at the same thing with CNAs and LPNs at this point, because if we can, even if we bump it up a little bit, we're still saving a lot by not.
Also on the benefit side of it, and I noticed, I was looking at a personnel manual. For my daughter, Selena. Is the cook,
Oh, Selena,
the
okay,
new cook.
great, yeah.
She's been there like 2 months. I don't know, 4 months. They don't get the same vacation and sick that the Granite County does. It's not, they only get like 4 hours or something. Is
Yeah,
that
they're-
something,
They're on their own.
Yeah.
they're on
but
their
is
own.
that something that you could maybe look into and say, hey, we're gonna maybe offer you, see what Granite County gets is 8 hours a month sick and 10 hours a month vacation. And the 8 hours goes forever, but you only get a quarter of it.
Sure.
And the sick is 10 hours and you can only hold 2 years. And just looking at the difference between what a county employee is paid and what, or a benefit side,
Sure.
that might be something to draw.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things we can look at. You know, just comparing to market, I don't think we pay differentials like everyone else. Most places pay a night shift differential, weekend differential, and different things. We've just started, I believe, a night shift, which is probably a market. I don't think we're doing anything for a weekends at this point, so there's a lot of things to look
Well,
at.
see, and this is one thing that Granite County. Our employees are our biggest asset. And it would be the same for the hospital.
Absolutely.
They are your biggest asset for the community.
That's
It's just-
why a lot of my focus is trying to
Yeah.
get our own team and not have these contracts anymore. The entire time I've been on the board, I think we've been paying our own travelers the entire time. I don't think we've seen our own staff. And so already to have 3 of our own staff is kind of a big deal.
Okay, and one more question. The little house, the Kissel House,
Yeah,
it's empty. Is it that bad that you
just
can't-
brought that to the board and said, can we look at having that refurbished instead of, looking at building?
because you're still paying the mortgage on it.
Yeah.
I know when they first got the mortgage, they wanted to tear it down. And they said, you can't tear it down because the mortgage is on this house.
Sure,
And Kissel, Mr. Kissel used to be the janitor here.
okay.
And he was also a carpenter, so it can't be that bad where you couldn't possibly use it for the contracted, because you're paying what, 1,700 a month? For a rental for the
We have
the nurses?
we have multiple rentals, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I actually brought that
Oh, okay,
to the board, within the last 2 weeks, and said, can we look at having that refurbished versus building new construction, and so.
Yeah.
They were going to ask somebody to look at that and see if that's a possibility. Right now, I think it's full of equipment and medical records and a lot of things, we just have to find storage for, but that would be much easier than housing.
I mentioned it to Maria once, and I said, what do you can do with that house? It's would be a perfectly good house.
Yeah. I was always told it wasn't really salvageable, but looking at the structure and the roof looks solid, everything else, so. That was a thought I threw out for it.
Did you go through it?
I haven't been in there yet. No. I've been around the outside and that's about it, it's always locked up.
Okay.
And then we've got a lot of storage in there. That we'd have to find a place for, but.
One thing I was gonna say on the hospital district promoting the election versus the mill levy versus just like fact sheet. I think there's a distinction there, and the promotion of it has to come from outside the hospital district. But
Okay.
they can do, fact sheets, and he can do the touring around and giving the facts of it. But there's a fine line there.
So who
Promotion.
would be the promoter? Would it be like? The
H&R. can
H&R,
promote,
yeah.
And Phillipsburg marketing. Under H&R.
Yeah.
But not through the hospital.
Okay, yeah,
I
well,
gave-
yeah,
I
Thank
gave
you.
like
Yeah.
two pages of fact sheets too.
yeah.
Both of them to kind of start promoting that.
I really appreciate it. That was a good update.
Be the interim, or you permanent, or what's
Permanent.
permanent? Okay,
Yeah.
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you. All right, well, looking forward to working with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very
for
much.
coming in, And I'll see you.
Any public comment?
Oh, yeah, public. We do have public comment from Elaine and
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. Chad, it was nice meeting you the other day. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you too.
I have, I don't know if I missed it, but could you give me the number of the current staff, employees, and the current number of the long-term patients?
Employees. We probably have about 45 employees, but less than 40 of those are our own. And right now, I believe we're at 19 residents.
Thank you.
Gail, you have a comment?
Gail Leeper, Mayor Drummond, I just want to thank you. That was a great report. One of the questions I know I get asked is about the CT scans and if that was, is being utilized. So having those numbers are very good.
Yeah, and for September, we're not sure exactly where we finished out, but I'm pretty sure we were gonna finish out really close to August as well, which both of those would be our highest months for them.
Very good. So how many residents do you have at full capacity? Could have.
Well, we're kind of redoing that because we've been over 20, 21. That leaves us almost no beds for inpatient and for swing beds. So I would like to see us back down around 16 to 18 residents with and being able to have swing beds for if the patient or family member has a surgery, orthopedic surgery or something in Missoula or Anaconda or something, that they can come back to a swing bed and be home and close to family. So a lot sooner if we have hospital beds available. So that's kind of the direction I'd like us to move and see a few less long-term care residents so that we open up more acute care and swing beds.
Thank you.
Sure.
It was nice meeting you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I'm
Any other
Blaine
questions?
Bradshaw, County.
All right. Good to meet you. Good to put a face with it. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
All right, take care.
Any other public comment?
And for the next item, Lauren Bolton's gonna be joining us on Zoom and she is on Zoom, so whenever you're ready.
So we're
That was way better report. Music and everything. I was never in that financial thing. It's like, we don't know what's coming. Tough road.
That idea, going to employees versus contract employees is
I'll save some money.
a good idea. That's been a problem up there for
Yeah.
years. You have to have some investment in the facility, so, yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Are we off for 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep you off for 5 minutes.
Okay, we're back on now with public health update with Director Lauren Bolton, discussion. Morning, Lauren.
Good morning. How are you all?
Good, and you?
Doing very well. Nice to meet you all virtually. Hopefully I can meet you in person soon enough. So I just wanted to give a couple of updates, administrative, some operational. Administratively, as you all may have heard, Leanne Holmes has retired as of September 30th. So I am currently stepping as interim director for the time being. Since she has officially retired, however, we will be able to kind of start the process of hiring a new individual. So that's just kind of going through the county process right now, but hopefully we'll have somebody hired in that role in the next couple of months. operationally, Granite County has been doing amazing with all of their public health efforts. I was just kind of joking with everybody, not even joking. I was talking with everybody about, all the things that I'm learning about and trying to catch up on right now. And Jackie, Deb, and Jen have done such an amazing job in Granite County of keeping everything going. So I do just want to put that plug in for them. As far as programs go, they are doing an injury prevention activity in the schools. It's anti-bullying. October is bullying prevention month. So they're partnering with the schools to implement or to kind of give out swag and start the conversation around bullying with the administrators, teachers, and students, so that everyone is kind of working together to have these conversations and prevent that in the school. From the sounds of it, the WIC program is starting to get a few more people. It sounds like Deb has said that it's really catching on. I know that she has a couple people that she's seeing in Drummond tomorrow, and so hopefully we just see that continue to grow over there. And then lastly, immunizations. Deb, Jen, and Jackie went out on the caravan bus on last Wednesday, I think it was, and they were able to give 51 vaccines. I think flu, COVID, and then I think there was even a meningitis B in there. So they were super successful in that. They were able to stop at several places throughout Granite County and give vaccines. So I think that's kind of where we're at with those programs. Does anybody have any questions?
No, it's glad to meet you and glad to have you on board. And, we'll probably have some coming up, and renewal and stuff goes on.
Of course, yeah.
Blaine, halfway.
Oh, this is Blaine Bradshaw, County Attorney. We had discussed the 3-year agreement with PhEP and for the public health nurse. Is that still in the works, or was there an issue with the 3 years?
So I guess what I was under the understanding is that it was changed to 1 year.
Up, Jen is on.
What happened?
Sorry.
Jen,
Jen Robinson has her hand up.
Well, just a second, there's still Blaine's.
So we had,
Jen has answered that question.
Oh, go ahead, Jen. I didn't know what you meant.
Yeah.
I thought you were just saying there's a public
No.
comment. I let Blaine finish, sorry.
Sorry, it was my fault.
Go
I knew
ahead,
that
Jen.
would have.
Hi,
Yeah.
guys. It's all right. I was just letting you know what Lauren was trying to say is that per the CEO here in this county, he has changed it to 1 year for now.
Okay,
The
so,
CEO in Anaconda has changed it.
so has that been
So-
signed and gonna be sent over to us, or, because we had signed the 3-year one and sent it over there, I believe.
I thought, yeah. that's
Okay.
what- So I thought that was coming back, and then it was based, then all of a sudden, all this other stuff went down, and the way I understood now, it's only gonna be 1 year.
Well, let's, so I'm just kind of figuring out where all of our contracts are at. Can we maybe set something up to discuss the contract, just so I can learn a little bit more? And then also
Do
chat
we-
with Bill.
Do we have time to do that, or this was getting down to the nip and tuck of getting it done, so I thought that's why we had to hurry up and get it over. I mean, the contract's
Yeah.
it's pretty late, I mean, it's.
Well, they're abiding by the monthly amount there, but yeah, it needs sooner the
We need
better. I
a
think.
signature. Well, let me make sure, I will address that this afternoon with Bill, and I will get an answer to you guys as soon as possible. And just kind of get the status update of where that is at and when that will be signed and sent over.
Is that the same thing that she was just saying she's gonna do, or am I misunderstanding Lauren from you, or is this Lauren's or yours? I guess I'm screwed up here also.
That was going
Lauren's
on.
the director, yeah.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out who's. Cause the contracts that I come through Lauren,
Yeah,
and she takes it to
Yes.
them. And you're the PhEP person, right?
and Jen's the head
Alright.
person.
Jen's fat, yeah.
Yeah,
So I assume what he was thinking of doing is just lining that out and putting 1 year and initialing it probably, but if we need to do something else,
Yeah.
yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Yeah,
So-
it was, so my
Yeah.
understanding, I had thought that had been communicated with also, I'm sorry that,
One
that
question,
hasn't been.
this is for Jen. Jen, there was the 3-year contract brought to us. And then, so the CEO in Anaconda's decided that he doesn't want the 3-year, he wants the 1 year.
And that's what
Yes,
Lauren
that's
said she
correct.
wants to,
Yeah.
follow
That's-
up with.
And Lauren, you're gonna check that out.
Right, that's what Lauren's gonna do this afternoon, is just talk to the CEO here in Anaconda and to confirm if they're gonna keep the 3-year or if they're gonna change it for 1 year for 1 more year to make sure everything is still good to go. Lauren's gonna talk to Bill Everett this afternoon about the contract.
Well, I think it makes it a lot, like, it makes it a lot simpler. I understand just the one part Lauren does it, and then we understand where it's coming and how it's, because it's not easier.
Definitely.
Well, the only thing is that we had already visited with it for 3 years. And then we need to know why the CEO in Anaconda only wants to go 1 year. Because we figured after the first year that we were going along really well and we really appreciated Jen and Leanne and being our people for the public health. And so we did say the 3 years was fabulous for us. And so we just need to know why the CEO wants to change it to 1 year. And we need to probably, I would wonder a good reason why.
What is it? Some of it, yeah, that's where it comes down to it. So some rates have gone up. We have to, something going on or what? I guess that's where I'm
Yeah.
at.
I would encourage it to be a agenda item next Tuesday. Yeah, if we can.
Yeah, I will do some chatting with him this week. And I will kind of get a little bit more understanding as to why that had happened. That was something that had happened between him and Leanne. So I will chat and I will come back next week with some answers for you all.
Then that way we can understand what, yeah, because.
Definitely.
I wasn't trying to push Jen on and on, but I just think as long as she's taken over, that she'd be the one who do the deeds anyway. Right?
Yes, all of that will come through me.
Right, Lauren is Jen's boss, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, it just,
Thank you, Lauren.
thank you, and glad to meet you.
Yeah, glad to meet you all as well. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jen.
Thanks.
Yes.
All right, well, is there any public comment on that stuff?
Oh, Elena.
Go ahead, Elena.
Thank you. For the record, excuse me, I want to thank Commissioner McClure for paying attention and asking good questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They were good.
I thought I asked some questions.
You do, that's good. Both, yeah, it's good question. All three of you, that's good. I don't know, check it. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Brian. Any other public comment?
I want to thank Blaine for asking originally that question.
Yeah, because there had been an email that had been sent that said that they were thinking of that. And they never had seen anything.
You never got
other
the
than that,
contract.
yeah.
I thought. Yeah.
So I think they have the 3-year contract. We signed two originals and sent both of them on for signature. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, and we've never gotten them back.
Yeah, that was a big deal, because it was getting close to time, that's why I said. Once it's on the phone,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
They're honoring it right now, but for how long the
Right.
term is the only outstanding issue.
Any other public comment on this?
On a side note, he's getting to the round part of the dome. there
He
too,
sent
so,
some
yeah.
stuff and I gave it to Billy, cause these guys didn't get it.
I'm gonna
He
email
sent
it out.
on my phone, so I left.
Okay.
I gave it to them.
Yeah.
They're doing, and then if you got time when we get done, we can. I'll make a motion that we're done for the day and then we walk downstairs and look at the,
Podium.
yeah.
Okay,
Have a second,
second,
all in favor.
aye.
Aye.